Sir, happy Shivaratri, sir.
Happy Shivratri to all of you. And I'm here. Oh, you can see me now.
Yes, sir.
Happy Shivratri to all of you. And I hope that this festival brings you a lot of joy, happiness, good health. And maybe by the next time around in this Shivratri, you would be studying in your dream college. I sincerely hope that. And I sincerely pray for that. I don't think in by this time you would be preparing for your exams and you would be very tense at this point in time next year. But remember, you have to be a bit tense. I mean, whenever you face an examination, you get a bit nervous, you get a bit tense, but that is okay. You have to, everyone gets it. Just pay attention to whatever is being said in the class, and I'm sure that you would be able to do any problem that comes, because I have always told you there's nothing that you don't know that I have not taught you. You just have to recollect. And I hope you are making good notes. Everyone is making notes here.
Yes, sir.
Well done. Just have faith in the notes that I've given you and just do the problem that I have sent you, that we have discussed in the class. That is more than enough, more than enough, much more than enough to score 160 plus easily. Out of how much? I think you have 180 marks paper, right? Is that? You should be able to score somewhere around 150 to 160 easily. And I will be sending you more problems.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry about that. Okay. So I think we had discussed all the cases in the previous classes. Do we remember all the cases, or shall I recollect them again? What were the different cases that we had discussed? Do you remember it, beta? We were discussing today, the last class. We were discussing motion in a vertical circle, and we had discussed different cases of motion in a vertical circle. Do we
Yes, sir.
recollect? Can you tell me what were the cases that we had discussed? I'll just take a minute, go back to those cases so that we can solve 2 or 3 problems, and that would be good enough to cover the entire spectrum that we had. Tell me, what was the cases that we discussed?
If the speed at point A, that is VA lesser than root 2GL, the mass will not reach the point B.
Well done. What, bacha? Mm, 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 mm. The first case that we discussed, and I am just going back. The first case that we discussed, which is coming to you right away, was when the speed at the lowest point was equal to root 2GL. Do we remember this?
Yes,
Root 2GL.
sir.
So if it is root 2GL, it will go up till point. Which point it will go up till?
B.
B. Speed and tension will become 0, and it will keep on moving in the lower half. Do we remember this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Well done. Then the next case was, what was the next case?
If the speed at point A, that is VA lesser than
If the speed at point A is less than root 5GL, then what happens?
root 2GL,
Yeah, sorry, root 2GL, then what happens?
mass will not reach the point B. It will stop somewhere between A and B.
It will stop somewhere between A and B. Tension will never become 0, and it will keep moving in the lower half of the circle. Well done. Very well done. What was the next case, bacha? What was the next case? The next case was if it is greater than or equal to root 5 GL, then what happens? Then we saw that if it is exactly equal to root 5 GL, it will reach the topmost point. Tension will become 0 there. That is the case. If it is greater than root 5 GL, then what happens? If it is greater than root 5 GL, the tension never becomes 0. Tension at point C is greater than 0. Velocity at point C is greater than root GL. Do we remember this?
Yes, sir.
Well done. Then the last case was, the last case which I think we were discussing as last point of the last class. The last case was,
Root 2 GL is lesser than VA, lesser than root 5 GL.
then what will happen?
Somewhere between B and C, tension will become 0. Particle is CP and follow projectile motion.
Somewhere between B and C, tension will become 0. Remember, speed cannot become 0. First, tension will become 0. It will reach up till that point. It will reach up till that point, and then it will leave the path and it will follow projectile motion. Do we understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now what we will do is what we will do here is I'll just give you a case where I'll just put it as a case. If VA is exactly equal to root of 4 GL, then what happens? If VA is exactly equal to root of 4 GL, so we'll just draw it. I'll not be solving it. I'll be just giving you the result, and you just remember these results. These are not so difficult to remember. So just remember these results. This is your O, this is your A, this is your B, this is your C, and I'll give you a nice shortcut as well so that you can solve any problem without doing any complicated calculation. So this is point A, this is point B, this is point C. All of us remember this? All the points? This is speed at point A, this is speed at point B. Do we all remember this? Now what speed I have given it at point A? I have given it a speed equal to root of 4 GL. Now, the first question that I ask is, will it reach point C? Will it reach point C if I give it a speed root 4 GL at point A? Will it reach point C? Will it reach point C? Yes, bacha, can anyone tell me that? Are you there? Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I am giving it a speed equal to root 4 GL. Will it reach point C? Yes or no? It's a binary question. Binary, 0 or 1. Yes or no? Will it reach point C? Yes or no? Will it reach point C? Yes or no? It will not reach point C. Why it will not reach point C? Will it reach point C?
No, sir.
Why? Since velocity at point A is less than root 5 GL, it will not reach point C. We understand this?
Yes, sir.
Everyone understand this? Can I have a raised hand from everyone? Everyone in the class? It will not reach point C. If it does not reach point C, it will reach to somewhere here. Point D. Tension at point D is TD. Velocity at point D is VD. And this angle, let us say, is theta. So it will go up till a point D. It will go up till a point D. Now about this point D, what you must remember, number one, velocity at this point D is how much? And this angle theta is how much? These are the only two things that can be asked, and this will be the most difficult question that ever comes in JEE Mains or NEET. JEE Mains and NEET are almost of the same level. So this is the most difficult question that can come in a JEE or a NEET. What is velocity at point D and what is the angle theta equal to? Okay. So I'll give you the answer for this. Now this angle theta will be equal to cos inverse of 2 by 3. Or I can simply say cos of this theta will be equal to 2 by 3. Now, how did I get this result? Don't have to worry. I have got the result using the simple thing that I've already told you. I've told you about the equation that has to be made at point 1, point 2, point 3, point A, point B, point C, TA minus this, TA minus that. Using that equation and using law of conservation of mechanical energy. I'm not solving this problem using all these because in the examination hall, you would not be having enough time to do all this. You just have to remember the result. Can you do that for me, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Can you remember this result apart from all the other results?
Yes, sir.
That would be a good thing that you can do it. Velocity at point D, if I talk about velocity at point D, it is easier to remember. This is 2 by 3. So I just put 2 by 3 GL ka under root. Good enough? You understand this? Good enough? Do you all understand this better? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just remember this. Now a question, there can be difficult questions here, but I'll give you everything in one problem. TB, oh sorry, this would be TA. What I mean by TA is tension at point A. Do we understand this?
Yes, sir.
Now, if this is a string attached, if this is a body attached to a string, they will ask you tensions. If it is a body moving on a circular track, inside a circular track, in place of tension, they will ask you what? They would ask you the normal reaction. Do we remember this?
Yes.
So whether they are asking you tension or whether they are asking you normal reaction there, both the problems are same. We remember this?
Yes, sir.
Now the most difficult question they can ask. What are the tensions at the 3 points? Tension at point A, tension at point B, and tension at point D. Let us first think about tension at point D. What will be the tension at point D? You know this answer. What is the tension at point D? See the highest point it reaches. After that, it has to leave the circular track. So what is the tension at point D? Tell me. Why it is leaving the circular track? Because the tension at point D becomes 0. That is the highest point it reaches, and the tension at this point becomes 0. We understand this?
Yes, sir.
Well done. Well done. Let me talk about tension at point A. To find out tension at point A, I will use the equation TA minus mg is equal to mv square by L. The tension at point A will be coming as 5 mg. A very important class, a very important results I'm giving you in this class. Tension at point A will be coming as 5 mg. How did I get this? Just using equation that I've already told you. Let us talk about the velocity at point B. Velocity at point B, using the equation that we have already seen, velocity at point B would be coming as root of 2gl. Tension at point B will be coming as 2 mg. Is there any way that you can remember this? I'll give you a minute to note down these results, and then probably I'll give you one more example. And then I would expect you to tell me all these values instantly. And that is what JEE Main or NEET are all about. Instant answers. A minute to note this down. I'll be back. Then let's begin. See, the best way to understand, it's not understanding, it's basically remembering. Whatever you had to understand, I've already told you. The best way to remembering anything, whether it is physics, chemistry, maths, biology, geography, history, civics, anything, is to find patterns. Find pattern. I guess in chemistry, you will be remembering the entire periodic table using some, what do you call, mnemonics, they are calling it. They just tell you, iski shadi mein tum gaye, and you use all the word. For example, add sugar to coffee. This is how I remember in which quadrant, which angle, which trigonometric ratio is positive. A, add sugar, S, 2, T, coffee. You understand what I'm saying? You basically look for shortcuts to remember things. And it is easier to remember things using a shortcut. Sometimes, because your exam is all about remembering shortcuts, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to ask you to create something in your head, and probably you can create a shortcut out of it. And if you create a shortcut of your own, you'll never forget it. See, it would be very easier for me to say add sugar to coffee. This is the way I remember this, so you also remember it in the same way. You might have a different idea about it. Instead of calling it add sugar to coffee, you can call it something else. That is your thing. I cannot impose my logic on you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how do I remember, and then you can find your own ways. What I'm going to do is try things here. Velocity at point A or speed at point A is root 4gl. From here, if I write tension TA, that is 5 mg. Now, I hope you can spot a relation between this and this. Can you spot the relation? Can you spot the relation? One is having GL because for the dimension part. The other one is having mg. That is not the relation. That you must have to remember that. Do you understand the relation between 4 and 5? Yes or no? Understand the relation between 4 and 5? 4, 5. Okay. Speed at point B is coming as root 2gl. Tension at point B is coming as 2 mg. Do you spot the relation between these two? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you look at the other aspect. 4 and 2. Okay. So this I've drawn. This I've drawn. I'll take you to a different case. We have already done that case, but now I'll give you the values. I'll give you the values. Oops, what's happening here? I'm not able to scroll down. Yes, I should be able to scroll down. I'll give you the values now. And let us see if we can spot case VA is equal to root of 5 GL. We already know this case. No problems. We already know this case. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if you can find out or spot the pattern. We are playing a game, spot the pattern. If you can spot the pattern, well, you are done. Oops, what's happening here? VA, VB. In this case, it reaches point C, so I write VC. TA, TB, TC. Now I write things. This is equal to root over 5 GL. The first thing I know is speed at point A is root over 5 GL. Now from this information, we have to find out the rest of the things, but we are not going to calculate any of these. Nah. We're just going to spot the pattern and no. Can you tell me? I have not told you the pattern. What is the tension at point A? To help you out, you have this. I'll give you a minute to think. Just anyone. Can you tell me what will be the tension at point A? There it was 4. Tension was 5 mg. What will be the tension here? And the answer is? It will be equal to 6 times mg. Do we understand the pattern?
Yes, sir.
Akka? Same pattern?
Yes, sir.
The next question is, what will be the speed at point B? Pattern. Pattern, 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 pattern. Speed at A, speed at B. Pattern, 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 pattern. Pattern, 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 pattern. Pattern, 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 pattern. Anyone with an answer? There's so many patterns. Answer.
2.5.
You have spotted a pattern, but that is not the right pattern. It's not 2.5, it is 3. Now you understand the pattern?
Yes, sir.
What's the pattern? You don't have to tell me. You just keep it in your head. 4, 2, 5, 3. Pattern, 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 pattern. The fourth question that comes to you is tension at point B. Pattern, 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 pattern. What is the answer for tension at point B? Oh, I've written it wrongly. See, in the pattern, pattern, pattern thing, I wrote it as MG. It cannot be MG. It will be GL. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
it's okay, sir. You have corrected it.
What is the tension at point B? I saw it. That's a mistake. We'll all make mistakes.
3 mg, sir.
Yes, it will be 3 mg. No doubts about it. It has to be 3 mg. Remember, we are only doing it for from A to B to C. And these are the 3 points that most of the questions, 99.99999999999% question will be on this. Pattern, 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 pattern. Now, I'm not told you the pattern of C. But again, this is where you use the brain. Pattern, 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 pattern. What is the speed at point C? I've already told you the result in the previous class. Pattern, 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 pattern. Answer for speed at point C. To help you out, you already know the answer. You already know the answer. I've told you the answer. I told you the answer before. Pattern, 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 pattern. Pattern, 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 pattern. The answer is right there in front of your eyes. Pattern, 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 pattern. Okay, spot the pattern. Spot the pattern.
Under root GL.
You don't have to tell me the pattern. You keep your trade secrets with you. I did not tell you my pattern. I did not tell you how I understand it, how I remember it. So I'm not trying to influence you. I'm just trying you to find your own patterns. And if you can find your own patterns, you would be doing great. And that's the answer is definitely. The answer is definitely root over GL. Pattern, 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 pattern. I hope you are getting the point. Now, pattern, 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 pattern. Can you take me the attention and frequency? Everything is about patterns, nothing else. Because everything comes from the same principle. All these questions are coming from the same equation that I made. The equations remain same.
MG.
Hmm?
MG.
Pattern, 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 pattern. You have not got the pattern. You have not got the pattern. Pattern, 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 pattern. You already know the answer to this one. And the answer is 0. You understand this?
Yes, sir.
Everybody is clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Can I have some raised hands from every one of you? This is as simple as it gets. You don't have to get into complicated equations. Don't have to get into, unless and until they ask you for some middle point, which you will have to do it by solving all these equations. I can't help you there. But I have already given you one equation, 4GL wala. Most of the question will be coming on 4GL, root over 4GL. I change the question. I change the question and I make it the green one. Now the speed at point A becomes root of 6GL. The green question. Up till now we were discussing the red one. Now comes the green one. Case VA is equal to root over 6GL. Pattern, 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 pattern. I'll give you a minute to find out all these 6 quantities. A minute to win it. Remember your pattern. It's not mine. It's yours. Remember it. A minute to minute. Let us start the green one. The green answers. The velocity at point A is root over 6GL. The first answer that I'm looking at, what is the tension at the point A? And the answer is
7 mg.
And the answer is 7 mg. Without doing anything, no equations. These are coming from equations. Let's not waste time in writing the equation. 7 mg, that is the correct answer. I hope everyone is there with me. What is the velocity at point B? Pattern.
Root 3gl.
How it can be root 3gl? It was the answer for root 5gl. Cannot have the same velocity.
Root 4gl.
Pattern, pattern,
4gl.
pattern, and the answer is root over 4gl. That is absolutely correct. What about tension at point B?
4 mg.
Tension at point B is 4 mg. Pattern. Velocity at point C. No answers?
Root 2gl.
It's all about patterns here. Tension at point C.
1.
What 1? 1 is a number. 1 mg or it is equal to mg. Do we understand this, everyone? Can I have some raised hands from you? That we all understand this.
Yes, sir.
Everyone is there? Last case, to make everything concrete, case, the black case. The black case. Root over 7gl. Velocity at point A is root over 7gl. Can I have the black answers? And the black answers would be written here. So velocity at point A is root over 7gl. Can I have answer number 2? Tension at point A.
8 mg.
It is 8 mg. The black case. Tension, velocity at point B.
Root 5gl.
Root of 5gl. Tension at point B.
5 mg.
5 mg. Okay. Velocity at point C.
Root 3gl.
Root 3gl. Tension at point C.
2 mg.
2 mg, and these are the answers that we are looking at. That is absolutely correct. No problem with this one. Do you all understand this? Can I have some reason that we understand this?
Yes, sir.
Now you might wonder whether it works for all the cases. It does work for all the cases. So let me do one more. Whatever color this is. Velocity at point A is root over 3gl. Whatever color this is.
Sir,
Yes, beta?
there was lag in your video, sir.
Okay. Velocity at point A is root over 3gl. Do we understand this case?
Yes, sir.
What is the answer for the first one? Velocity at point A This is root over 3GL. And now we'll understand what is possible and what is not. What will be the tension at point A?
Four mg.
It will be 4 mg. Correct. Question number 3. What will be the velocity at point B?
Under root 2gl.
No, that is not correct.
Under root gl.
Under root of GL. That is correct. Number 4. Tension at point B.
Zero.
It is mg. Tension at point B is mg. You have forgotten the pattern. Do you remember the pattern? Yes or no?
Understood, sir.
Okay. Now let us come to the controversial parts. Number 5. What is the speed at point C? Is it coming? Here it is. At point B, it is 1 GL. So at point C, it will be coming as minus 1 GL, right? Yes or no? Tension will be coming as minus 2 mg. The question is, are these two things possible?
No, sir.
That means it will not reach point.
C.
It will not reach point C. As simple as that. Do we all understand this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Well done. If you understand this, voila. The entire exercise is successful. The entire exercise is successful. Let us now go back here. See, we have a beautiful time machine. You can go back in past and do things. So, I have done this. I have done this. I have done this. I have done this. What is the velocity at point C? What is the velocity at point C? How much is it coming? Are we there? Everyone can see me?
Yes, sir. We are there.
What is the velocity at point C? This is the last thing that we have to understand. What is the velocity at point C? How much will come? 0? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What is the tension at point C?
0.
No, it will be coming as minus mg. Yes or no? Pattern,
Yes,
pattern,
sir.
pattern, pattern, pattern. Now I ask you, Is this possible? Is this possible? One of these
No.
things is possible, the other thing is not. Which is not possible?
Tension
The
at C is not possible.
tension at C is not possible. This case is not possible. Tension cannot be negative. Tension negative means instead of string pulling the block, string will start to push the block. Can the string push the block? Can the string push the block?
No, sir.
It cannot push the block, and hence this case is not possible. Do we understand this?
Yes, sir.
One very quick. If I make a black case here, a black case is velocity at point A is root over GL. Let me give it a velocity root over GL. Okay. So my velocity at point A is root over GL. I hope all of you can see this.
Yes, sir.
What will be the tension at point A?
MG.
No, it will be 2 mg. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I've written one here. Space is less. So I'll write the other one here. What in the black case? What will be the velocity at point B? Pattern, 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 pattern. Answers. Minus GL, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
What will be the tension at point B?
Minus 2 mg.
Minus mg. Now again ask you, is this possible? Both of them are not possible. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Velocity cannot be negative. That is not possible. Velocity becomes negative. Tension is negative. That is also not possible. So this is not possible. What does that mean? It cannot reach point B. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, you can put a third case, which I will leave for you. The third case can be velocity at point A is root over 2GL. In that case, it will reach point B. Tension and velocity both become zero, and it will continue its motion. Do we understand this, bacha?
Understood, sir.
Well then, this is the time that I say goodbye. This topic is completely over. I have covered it from all the aspects. Maybe one case is left, which whenever we meet, we will be discussing that case. I hope you have liked this class and you have gained something out of this. I'm always there for you anytime. If you feel any doubts, anything, you can always reach me. Till then, till I meet you, take care and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir. Take care, sir.
Take care, bacha.
Bye, sir.
Bye.